It is one thing to raise chicken, and it is another different thing to do it as a business. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 scary things that farmers always get startled and run away from doing. Number one, diseases. Poultry is raising of chicken, and then chicken are living things. They can easily get attacked with the disease just like human beings. So when they get attacked, it can sweep more than human beings get died. So I only saw it when it is corona season, where human beings died more than what I knew. But for the chicken, it is normal. Chicken can die like about 90%. If you have 100 birds, you can even lose 90 of them. They will all die. So it means it is something which is very, very dangerous, especially for poultry farming, because it is not cheap investment. It is very expensive thing to do as a business, and there are always solutions for that. I had just been attacked once ever since I started poultry farming. I was lucky when I began. I did not have any form of disease in my farm until I offlay my first batch of the birds. I didn't experience any form of disease with them. But when I brought the third one actually, I brought 2,000 of them. Do you know that I lost about 700? At that time, this disease was called gumboro. So I brought my bags. Somebody just put like one box of sasso into my layer boxes. So that one, they have different vaccination schedules. The sasso, they got attacked. I didn't know, because when they are still growing, they have the same color. Everything appears to be the same. So that way, reaching certain period of time, they got attacked because their vaccination was not done at that time they are expected to be done. So it also attacked my layers, so then my birds started to die. I came to realize actually when the birds were already grown up. It was so terrible. And what we did is we tried all the biosecurity measures, we tried some antibiotics, but we were lucky that we didn't lose all of them. Out of 2,000, we lost about 700 of them. They died. We really pit for that. But we learned our lesson so well from that. I'm very sure we'll never go through that one again. The thing that you can do with the disease is actually, the first thing is to do the biosecurity. You look at me, I am putting on a farm uniform. This is overall, and the gumboots I have. And I'm not entering any of the chicken house, because if I happen to enter here, I enter into another chicken house, I also enter into another one, it will be easy for me to transfer disease. Why? I have chicken of different ages. This one is still 25 weeks, and the other one is already 65 weeks. So you may ask, how can the disease be transformed from the younger flock to the older one? I will tell you, not with my case, but take for a moment where the other younger flock is still going through the vaccinations. Normally, the most vaccination stops on the week 18. So another chicken has already, another flock has already finished vaccinations, and the new flock is still going through the vaccinations. When it comes to vaccination, what we vaccinate the chicken with actually is the real virus. You put the virus real live into the chicken. So that virus will go there, and then it will just become part of the chicken. So it means there is no way that the virus will not attack the chicken from any other different place. So if it is real virus that you vaccinate into the older flock, so then you enter into that flock, you happen to enter into another flock which does not have the vaccine in them as part of them. So it means the one that was vaccinated to the older flock will easily attack the one which is not yet vaccinated against. So that way, it is the way that whatever the diseases can be transformed through ages. So you should avoid it 100% by actually limiting yourself from entering into all the flocks, unless you have finished vaccination for all of the flock. On 18th week, past that, it will be easier for you to do that. I will still recommend that you don't do it always. Just do it for maybe emergency. Don't do it every time, just entering randomly into the chicken houses, because I have 3 rooms here where chicken are. I cannot enter all of them just at the same time, maybe otherwise, but it's not the right. That is about the diseases. And fencing is one of the most things that you should do for your farm. Fencing, the basic importance of fencing is to limit other people from accessing the farm. When you have the fence, people may not easily enter into the chicken house, because there is a gate which will lock every time. That gate is always locked. So there is no way that anybody can just enter randomly and then come and see the chicken. No, it is not like tourist attraction center. No, your farm is a business. It's not tourist attraction center. So that way, limit people by fencing. In the beginning, you may not have a fence, but make sure that you have budget for that. You make sure that you fence your farm later on, and also limit the access of the local chicken, because like for my case, this is community where people have houses, homes around, and they also have chicken which are local. They move around. You never know, they may be infected somewhere, but when they keep entering into your farm, it attacks it attacks your chicken. The second reason is actual theft. I work with diaspora, people who are not within the country, and every time they call me to actually start farm for them, and then they will still tell me, there is one thing that scares me so much. I ask what they think. Maybe they say thieves. Thieves may come at night and then they take all my chicken. I say, who told you that? Where have you ever seen chicken being stolen? They say, people say that, but I don't know where exactly they have been stealing. And me, honestly, I also hear the same thing. Thieves can come at night, they take all your chicken, but I've never seen any farmer whose chicken have been taken. I know it had been happening in some places, but it's not going to happen always. So the basic solution that you can have for theft is you have the fence. Fence particularly is not to protect the farm against the thieves, but when you have a fence, get a good dog. Invest in dog. Dog is very important because at night it can alert the people working within the farm that there is something new here. Maybe there is a new person. You see, dogs, they don't really get used to new things to their face. A new person, the trained dog will always know somebody who has the uniform that the dog knows. And if you come without the uniform, even if you are the same person who had been taking care of the dog, it will attack you. That is for those trained dogs. So when you happen to have one, it will protect your farm against the thieves. So that is how I think you can eradicate this thing of theft. But normally, things that scares us are things that will always never happen. And then you should not just get so much scared. If you have chance, start the farm and you will realize that thieves never come to your farm. And the third thing that is also scary is the chicken feed. This is one of the most scary thing because every time the price is changing. It can reduce to a lower price maybe for 1 month or maybe some few days. But after that, the prices rise so high you can't just imagine. And if you are not careful, you will start to compromise. You will start to look for the cheaper one. And those cheaper ones are more expensive because the chicken are not going to lay. And you are going to kill their reproductive system by just giving them anything. When it comes to the aspect of layers, it's not something that you should just gamble with. It is supposed to be taken so seriously, such that you also make profit even if the prices are very high. In this particular location, I happened to buy maize at 2,000 Ugandan shillings each kilo. And still, I was surprised that I was still making profit. I never wanted to compromise on the quality. And because I was buying so expensively, my chicken were still giving at a good price, at a good percentage. I have chicken which are 65 weeks. They are laying at 85%. So that is still good. It's not bad with me. And then for beginner, it is always difficult and hard, unless if you have too much money. But for somebody who doesn't have enough money, when it comes to the aspect of the feed, you may not have enough money to stock enough of it. Even me, personally, at this level, I don't even have money. Recently, when the prices reduced to a better, my chicken has just started to lay. I didn't have any saving. I used all the money to buy when they were still growing up to 18 because they started laying on 19th week. So the prices reduced. I didn't have money to stock. Up to now, I'm still just buying in monthly basis. I buy for 1 month. I feed them. Now they're laying and their percentage is getting bigger and bigger every day. So I'm just happy that I'll still manage this. But when the next season comes, I'll have enough money to stock enough feed for this farm. That is a possible solution for you to solve this issue of the feed price fluctuations. And then you can also manage to grow your own maize. Recently, I managed to acquire some place somewhere, not around, but a little bit far from here, whereby I planted maize, about 6 acres of maize that I'm going to harvest very soon. I pray that God bless me with that and then I get good harvest from there so that I can also get some profit from my farm. It will be cheaper than buying because if I plant it by myself, it is a bit cheaper, but when the sunshine comes and it destroys it, we'll just leave that one to God. And the fourth thing is about the labor. And this is one of the overwhelming questions that somebody asked me. But the people are not good. You get workers, they just don't do the best. I tell you honestly, it's not really that case. Workers, you can still get the best ones, honestly. Because I last came in this farm 4 months ago. I had never been in this farm. And since I ran farms for other people, I'd been occupied doing, organizing for other people, managing and building their farms in different various places. So that way I was not able to reach here. But when I reached here recently, I found many things changed. I just instruct, I tell them, do this, and I find things are just perfectly done well. And the chicken are laying at a very good percentage. I last came here when my birds are still on their 12th week. My younger flock was still on their 12th week, and currently they are on their 25th week. It means 4 months, about 4 months that have never been around, and now they are laying so perfectly. The feed was so perfect, and the workers, they are doing their best. How do they do that? I tell you, I'll share it in another video. Please don't forget that. Don't really miss to watch that video. It's going to be so helpful to you, especially people who are not within the country and they have their farms, or maybe you are busy doing something somewhere, or maybe you are planning to start a farm. When you are still busy, you cannot be 100%. I tell you honestly, you can run your farm 100% without your presence. Stick around in the next video, which is coming, to watch about the labor force, which is very perfect with Daudi Alaba's laboratory. People have experience for that, because those who I run farms for, I get there for them the workers who doesn't need supervision, who doesn't need my presence to go and check on them whether they are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. They always do their best, and that is what I want to happen for you. I'm going to say it without missing that. And the last thing is actual marketing. Marketing is also exciting thing that also always come. You see, when I started farming, honestly, this district of mine, people don't have farms. I think this one can be one of the biggest farm in my particular district, because people don't know about this. People don't actually invest in farming. So when I started, people were getting eggs from Kampala, very far. And when I started, though there is no egg around, you know that it was still hard for me to start to sell, because people didn't know that we have eggs around. And up to now, people still don't know that there is a farm within. So it is you now to go outside there to preach to people that you have farm. And when it comes to the marketing, I hear people saying that first establish your market before you start farm. That is very wrong. You can't go to a customer, you tell him that next year I'm starting a farm, do you buy from me? What are you talking about? The person is honestly going to say that first start, and then if you have the eggs, you come to me. That is true. So how can you go and then just tell somebody that you buy eggs from me when you are not having anything? You have not yet started the farm. You want that person to do what? So that way, when it comes to the aspect of marketing, especially for the poultry, just look for population. If there are people around, honestly, people will do eat eggs. Even there is no bias against that. There is no any culture that doesn't eat eggs. Maybe it used to be when women are not supposed to eat eggs, but now everybody eats it. So if there are people, there is business. Just do it. And then considering that other farms, that is talking about competition, it's literally not there. The competition is also always the struggle between you and your brain. That is inability to reason things properly. There is no competition in bigger businesses, because the ladder of success is never crowded on the top. And when it comes to the marketing, just look for if there are people within that place, if there is a population that can consume the product that you want to start to produce. And by the time that is possible, just go ahead and do that. And then marketing will come later on when you start to produce. In the beginning, when you have eggs, people are not going to buy. They may even because the first few eggs are very small in size. When I started producing eggs here, my first few eggs, they chased me like 3 times. I go to a customer, they say, I don't want these eggs, you go back with them. So I just pack them, I come back. It was very stressful, but now they look for eggs everywhere. They come to the farm, they want to buy. I felt like I am going to start my shop there. I was crazy. It made me so excited, and I felt bad about that. I wanted to go and establish my shop where they chased me away from with my eggs, and then I just wanted to throw them down. Later on, I found that no, it's not my level. I have gone past that level. So marketing should never be something that scares you. Start the farm, and then people will always consume, and you'll be surprised. The bigger you grow, the less you realize that you are producing for the population. I started with the 500 bags. I struggle with the eggs. Now I have about 2,400. And there is no eggs that I can supply enough to the market. So why that? It means the bigger the business, the more market it attracts. So people want to buy from big shops, big markets, big things. People like big. So go big. If you don't go that, go home. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Daudi Alaba, and if it had been your scary point, you can call me directly and then confirm exactly how I do it. Perfect in the laboratory. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.